Hello everyone, my greetings to each one of you. This is the third session on rural development. In the previous session, you have understood about the sources of rural credit, that is through banks. Expansion of banks in rural India has really benefited the farm as well as non-farm sector, as it helped increasing output, income and employment in these areas. Specifically after the Green Revolution, as it helped farmers to avail credit facilities to fulfill their needs. But there are challenges too. Despite having an increase in financial institutions, they have failed to develop a culture of deposit mobilization, lending and effective loan recovery, and various other such problems. I am Poonam Vohra from Egypt Economics Learning Center. So this session we shall then discuss the problems faced by banks so far as rural credit is concerned. Let's begin. There are various problems faced by the rural financial institutions, which comprise of regional rural banks, land development banks, and commercial banks. Regional rural banks are facing the problem of inadequate finance. They are dependent on NABARD to collect finance for their further operation. Poor rural people are unable to save anything due to poverty and low per capita income. The low savings. So poor rural people are unable to save anything due to poverty and low per capita income. The low level of savings of these customers create obstacle for regional rural banks to collect sufficient deposits. Then, high overdues and poor recovery of loan is one of the biggest concern affecting their functioning. Reasons being poor access of granting loans, insufficient and untrained staff, unproductive or less productive use of credit, inadequate production, poor marketing facilities and improper channel of recovery system. So various regional rural banks are suffering from the problem of heavy loans because of low repaying capacity of their customers, untrained staff, low level of deposits and heavy sanction of loans without checking the credit worthiness of their customers. There also exist poor coordination between regional rural banks and other financial institutions like commercial banks and other cooperative banks, which has badly affected the performance of all the rural financial institutions. Not only that, these banks still have not played a significant role in the poverty alleviation of the country. Although various efforts have been made in this regard, but lack of economic infrastructure, poor marketing strategies, poor knowledge of customers, low production, low awareness about savings have created a number of hurdles for the financial institutions. There also exists a problem of regional imbalance so far as banking facilities are provided by the regional rural banks. They are creating this problem by concentrating their branches in some specific states and districts and lose other prospective group of customers. Now assess yourself. Here is a pie chart given which gives information on distribution of agricultural households who have taken loans, and the loans have been taken from institutional sources represented by blue color, non-institutional sources represented by orange color, and both the sources represented by gray color. So the question to you is, analyze the pie chart and briefly explain that why 30% are still left out from getting institutional credit. Please check your answer. As per the pie chart, 61% of the rural households avail institutional credit, 30% from non-institutional sources, and 9% avail credit from both the sources. Now 30% of the agricultural households who are left out from institutional credit may be because of two reasons. One, the demand for credit by these rural households may be for consumption purposes. And two, these may comprise of small, marginal and landless farmers who do not have enough collateral to give as security in order to avail institutional credit. Now look at this graph. Here the information provided is on short-term credit represented by red curve and medium and long-term credit represented by blue curve. The questions to you are: 1. Write 2 points of observation, and 2. Mention the reasons for which short-term credit and medium and long-term credit are required by the farmers. Please check your answer. There are few observations so far as the graph is concerned. 1. That there has been an increase in short-term as well as long-term credit requirements. 2. An increase in short-term requirements is much faster than the increase in long-term credit requirements. So the next aspect is short-term credit requirements by the farmers include purchase of seeds, fertilizers, making payment to the casual workers and so on. Such requirement is for a period of less than 15 months. Also, long-term requirement is for buying additional land or for making permanent improvements on land like sinking of wells, reclamation of land, horticulture, etc. I hope you have understood the problems faced by banks so far as institutional credit is concerned. With this, the session comes to an end. The next session would focus on cooperative societies as a source of institutional credit. Till then, keep reading, keep learning, and keep updating yourself. See you in the next session.